The Karate Kid is no longer a kid, but he still packs a mean punch. Nearly 40 years after the original film, fans have been able to relive happier, crane-kicking days thanks to the release of Cobra Kai in 2018. Possibly the most successful and funniest revisitation of an old 80s classic, the Netflix runaway hit has rekindled everyone's love for martial arts. One could say it has succeeded where Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan's remake failed. And all it took was turning deuteragonist Johnny Lawrence, played by William Zabka, into a beer-guzzling hero. But that doesn't mean main protagonist Daniel-san is a villain on Cobra Kai, portrayed by everyman actor Ralph Macchio. Daniel LaRusso still honors the memory of his mentor, Mr. Miyagi, but now he faces harder challenges as a father and a teacher. Most of the appeal of Cobra Kai lies in seeing old enemies Johnny and Daniel face each other again and realizing how they're not that different after all. All that would be impossible without the incredible performances of Zabka and, of course, Macchio himself. And they couldn't have been more exciting. The series has been renewed for 2 seasons already, and the 4th installment of the Netflix dramedy will be globally released on December 31st this year. While counting down the days to find out whether Lawrence and LaRusso can defeat John Kreese, let's take a few minutes to learn what the Karate Kid's real life looks like. Keep watching to find out 6 things you probably didn't know about Ralph Macchio. While you're at it, remember to show your support by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. Don't forget, you should also hit the bell icon too. If you do, you'll receive a notification as soon as there's a new video available on the channel. We've got lots more content coming about all your favorite films and TV shows, so you'll be glad you did. Number 6. He rejected a Karate Kid Rocky crossover before Cobra Kai. Given the success of Cobra Kai, it's not surprising to find out that Ralph Macchio had been pitched Karate Kid related projects several times before. Obviously, that doesn't mean the said projects were any good. In fact, in an interview with Uprocks, the American actor said that the idea of revisiting the world of the Karate Kid was never backed by a story that was smart or fresh enough. When faced with a proposal to play Daniel LaRusso again, he always said no because he was protective of the legacy of the original film. Among the projects that were pitched to Macchio, several focused on LaRusso having a child and acting as a Mr. Miyagi of sorts. As anyone who has seen Cobra Kai's multiple father-son storylines can attest, the idea is not necessarily bad, but previous film projects didn't really have any substance beyond that. Macchio has also talked about the worst project a studio executive ever pitched him, joining franchises and finding out that Daniel LaRusso is related to none other than the fictional boxing character Rocky Balboa, portrayed by Sylvester Stallone. By now, we're used to seeing even wackier crossovers, but Macchio rightly thought that it was the stupidest idea in the world. Thankfully, he had a good eye for projects, so when Cobra Kai was proposed, he realized he finally had a good idea in front of him. Number 5. He owns the Ford Super Deluxe Mr. Miyagi gave him. If you've seen our videos on William Zabka, you already know his character Johnny Lawrence decided to keep his sweet red jacket after the Karate Kid was filmed. Well, Macchio was also given permission to retain a few things from the movie set. He took one of the headbands, as well as the trophy from the All Valley Championship, but the third gift from the film crew was really something else. In case you don't remember, on screen, Mr. Miyagi gives LaRusso a 1947 Ford Super Deluxe. Ralph not only accepted the gift, but he also kept it in good condition. The automobile actually shows up in Cobra Kai. Macchio was the one to suggest that it should reappear, so it was cleaned up and got a new engine. For Ralph, it was both a fitting way to refurbish his vintage car and a worthy homage to the late Nariyoshi Miyagi performer Pat Morita. Speaking of Morita, Daniel's insistence on honoring the memory of his mentor has something of a real-life inspiration. Unsurprisingly, Macchio and Morita became very close friends during the filming of the Karate Kid movies, and they also hung out when the cameras weren't rolling. When Nariyoshi died, Ralph himself gave a very moving eulogy at his funeral. When Daniel gets emotional about his sensei on the show, Ralph Macchio is probably thinking about Morita as well. Number 4. He beat Charlie Sheen or Nicolas Cage for The Karate Kid. Macchio's role as Daniel LaRusso made him phenomenally famous all over the world. Nowadays, it's almost impossible to think of any other actor playing the role. However, William Zabka has revealed that other very famous actors from the 80s were considered for the role. Some of them were names as big as Robert Downey Jr., Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez, and even Nicolas Cage. We kinda think Cage looks more like a Cobra Kai type, but maybe that's just us. Given that competition and the success the movie brought him as an actor, it's obvious that Macchio appreciates what an opportunity playing Daniel LaRusso has been. So much so that, in fact, he has named his only son, Daniel, after the character. That's a degree of 80s nostalgia we're not used to. Number 3. He has parodied himself on How I Met Your Mother and Entourage. Macchio may have rejected a lot of, let's say, absurd Karate Kid adjacent projects, but that doesn't mean he's not willing to engage in self-parody from time to time. You may already know about his appearance in the music video for the song Sweep the Leg, directed by his buddy William Zabka. In his short cameo, Ralph looks decidedly cockier than the original LaRusso, and he seems to enjoy poking fun at the character. But there are several other instances of Macchio having a laugh at his own expense. Expressively titled Waxo F Off, the Funny or Die comedy video website Short shows him being subject to an intervention by his friends, who want him to become an addict and appear on the tabloids to help out his career. Of course, we can't forget his stellar cameo on How I Met Your Mother next to Zabka, but he has also played himself in everyone's favorite sleazy Hollywood comedy series, Entourage. All in all, it sounds like Macchio has quite a bit of practice before flexing his chucklesome chops on Cobra Kai. Number 2. His confession about buddy William Zabka. After starring in one of the most successful movies of the 80s, and then reappearing together in several parodies and cameos, it's not hard to imagine that Macchio is on good terms with William Zabka. But the level of appreciation they have for each other goes beyond that. The two are, in fact, close friends, and Macchio in particular has expressed admiration for Zabka as an actor. He has also admitted that he now respects his talents as a performer way more than he did when they first met. More specifically, he has praised William's interest in exploring the character of Johnny Lawrence more deeply. He has said that Zabka is firing on all cylinders, and that he's done a great job adding layers and dimensions to his part. That in turn has forced Macchio to keep up with his castmates' effort. It seems like the old rivalry is still there, but now LaRusso and Lawrence challenge each other in a more positive way. Number 1. He once played a guitar duel against the devil. Ralph Macchio's acting career goes far, far beyond The Karate Kid. The actor, born in November 1961, had an impressive run of critically acclaimed movies in the 80s, and The Karate Kid was just one of them. Before the film made him a household name, he was one of the main characters in Francis Ford Coppola's ensemble production The Outsiders. As a young actor, Ralph was determined to get the role. He had read the original novel and knew he wanted to play Johnny Cade. Though Coppola wanted him to read for a different part, Macchio didn't flinch and said that he would only read for that role. We wouldn't have questioned Coppola in an audition, but the trick worked wonders for Macchio. He has said that the cockiness helped him play the part of Daniel LaRusso as well, so there's that. But our favorite movie out of Ralph's early run is certainly Crossroads. Directed by Walter Hill, who was behind other 70s and 80s classics like Streets of Fire and The Warriors. The teen drama road film features Macchio as an obsessed guitar aficionado who embarks on a road trip to learn the secrets of the blues. The movie is a wonderful homage to the music genre, but we mostly remember it because it features Ralph engaging in a guitar duel against the devil, played by none other than virtuoso Steve Vai. Between this and William Zabka's passions for 80s bands like Van Halen or Whitesnake, we're pretty sure the set of Cobra Kai is a non-stop hard rock party. Well, that's our video on the Karate Kid himself, Ralph Macchio. Want to have your say? Then go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below this video. Also, remember to show your support for this channel by clicking on the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to hit the bell icon too. If you do, you'll get a notification every time there's some new content available. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!